speak to Jesse's great discussion on staying in the present.
Hey, Jonas.
Hey, thank you. Jesse, I feel like we were just here and we were just here last week when I was evaluating you. So, round two, we wanted to look at some things on your kind of ad hoc turnaround speech, which you didn't have much time to put together, but you really wanted to focus around your movement, how you're going to occupy the space in the room, and just some of the hand gestures that you used during your speech. The first thing that I loved about your speech is what I would call getting everybody on the boat. And you do a really excellent job of pulling in the whole audience, the whole room there, and getting everybody nodding, getting everyone enthusiastic about the speech. You did that with your story about the kid stealing the Virgin Mary. It was a great icebreaker. It was pretty funny. And then what you immediately roll into is kind of like micro polling in the room, where you put your hand up to your ear, you ask the audience questions that are commonly relatable, and you start to draw us all in. You get us on the boat and have us agree with your story. Then you start weaving that story, and you're an expert at this. You may be the best person that we have in this Toastmasters group that can take 4 or 5 different stories, weave them together in a narrative that makes sense. It's interesting. The stories are relative, they build upon each other, and those stories never go for more than a minute or so. So, very excellent job with that. The story that I enjoyed the most was the one where you were talking about coaching the overweight kid and helping him through his situation. I felt like you could have spent a little bit more time on that. You definitely talked about the situation, the outcomes of the story. Something that I think would have made it just a little bit better is go into your emotion, how you felt about the situation. That would have just added to it and made it any better. You're also a master at the rule of three, which when you have a message and you're talking about yesterday is, let's see here, I got this written down. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, today is a gift. That's why you call it a present. You said that 3 times during your speech. You really drove home that Kung Fu Panda message and you kept coming back to it. I appreciated that. Some things that you can improve on. Your icebreaker story, it was super entertaining. I'm not sure if it added a lot of value to your speech. I think you probably could have put something else in there and conserve that time. It's a little bit critical, but when you're as good as you are, I think you can use that kind of feedback. For your body movement and your gestures, you went away from moving like side to side over the room, and instead, like, you were doing a lot of back and forth movement. So you went from like lateral to vertical movement. With the hand gestures too, a lot of your hand gestures were at this level. You could have done like a little extra things, like when you're talking about the rear view mirror, like adjusting the rear view mirror, doing some other things like that. Altogether, the biggest improvement that I think you can make is when I think about your speeches, I think about something like SNL's Deep Thoughts with Jack Handy. And I'd love to see a Jesse Martin Nuggets and Proverbs book out there where you can bring us back and you can tell us things like, and I'm going to say this for everyone's benefit so you can write this down: staring in the rearview mirror can wreck your future. Where focus goes, energy flows. I believe the best things are yet to be seen. The best present you can present is the present of presence. That is a tough one to get out. And I think I butchered it, but you did awesome with it. Great job. Wonderful speech.